Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you are new, you are so very welcome and you are in the right place. Today I'm making another video about reaching your goals. It is so important because people just are not fulfilling their potential. They're not reaching for their dreams. How many people are sat at home thinking, oh, it'd be nice to be, or it would be nice to be able to, or I wish I could, and do absolutely nothing about it. It's the saddest thing. If you've seen any of my other videos, something that I mention quite a lot is that my biggest fear is unfulfilled potential. I think it's one of the saddest things when I hear stories about people on their deathbed regretting A, B, and C, and D, and the list just goes on. I have decided that that is not going to be me. I would rather regret all the things I did than the things I did not do. This week I've been on several webinars, several calls with my mentors and other people in my community, and the amount of value and aha moments and just nuggets of gold that I have got that I really want to share with you today. I think a lot of people don't actually realize what it is that is holding them back. Why can't I get off the sofa? Why can't I get up early in the morning? Why can't I get my dream body? Why can't I get more money? All these questions. And a lot of people get comfortable with saying that's just not the life that was meant for me. That's just not the person I am. Everyone says I'm this, so I must be this. So much wrong in that, so much wrong. And I really want you to have a think about what it is that is stopping you. And with that said, I want to share a short personal story. I've been doing a lot of reflecting recently, thinking about how I got to where I am and why I turned out the way I've turned out. Before I started this journey about self-realization and empowering myself and really gunning towards a life that I love and a life that I'm proud of living, where I'm happy, where getting up on a Monday morning is fun, it's amazing, because that's what I want to do. I want to get up and I want to get cracking and I want to start working because I love what I do. Before that, not so much. I was stuck in a job where I was working anywhere between 9 to 13 hour shifts. The job was in itself really rewarding, but I was overworked, I was micromanaged. It was a horrible working environment. Absolutely horrible. I was paid handsomely, but you couldn't throw the money after me today to take a job like that again. But I was starting to reflect over, how did I get there? And how did I get to the point before that and before that? And it led me down a rabbit hole of me thinking about a lot of my childhood memories and a lot of my experiences that stuck with me. So one of the things that I remembered about me quite a few years back was that I would never ask for help. I would always try and figure everything out myself, even though that would take me hours. And that still is a little bit of who I am today. Like if I have a technical issue with my website, say, as an example, I will do everything in my power to find the problem myself and fix it myself, which you can argue is a good skill, but you need to also have the ability to ask for help. But that was so far out of my comfort zone, and I was starting to think, well, why is that? And personally, without being a psychologist or anything like that, I think that one of the reasons for that was that I was very often told to be quiet, not only by parents and grandparents and teachers, but also by other friends' parents. And I remember one instance in particular. We were riding in a car between Sander in Norway and Drammen, where I don't know where we were going, but it was somewhere we were going, me and some friends, in her mother's car. And I remember being really excited, and I was talking a lot. Like I was talking, just sharing experiences and sharing things and just like properly like verbal diarrhea. And I remember my friend's mother saying, maybe someone else would like to speak. And I remember that was I remember it like a punch in the gut. And you can say, oh, get a grip. But I think at the time, things like that hit home. I remember being so embarrassed that I'd been speaking, and I didn't say a word for the rest of that drive, probably didn't say much for the rest of the evening either. because I just found that so embarrassing. I was like, oh my goodness, did I take like all the time? Like, was it my fault that nobody else spoke? In my mind, I was speaking because nobody else was speaking. I just think saying things like that, it's so damaging. Like, you can really put a person down by saying things like this. You might say that that's such a trivial little thing, but actually, no, it's not. And especially when it comes, or especially when it's often, when you're told this often. And I was definitely a child that was told to be quiet quite a lot. I think I was probably loud. I was probably a little bit obnoxious, and I was told to be quiet quite a lot of the time. And quite recently, a very close family member asked me, "Are you always this quiet?" And I just thought, excuse me? I was told to be quiet my whole life up to the point where I kind of branched out and did my own thing. But now it's a problem. I was going down a rabbit hole of YouTube videos the other night, and I found all these inspirational videos, like compilations of inspirational speakers. And there was this woman, and she was talking about, I believe she was talking about relationships. And what she said was so spot on and kind of ties in with my story. What she said was, if somebody says to you that you are too much for them, they are right. But that doesn't mean you dim your light for them. You continue being your glorious, fabulous self. If they can't handle you, that's their problem. You keep being your fabulous self. You do not dim your light because somebody else thinks that you're too much. What I'm trying to say is that things that you experience in your childhood, things that you are taught, things that you are being asked to do, shapes who you become later. And I think the reason I spent quite a lot of my childhood and my early teens being quite angry was because I had to figure everything out by myself. Didn't feel comfortable asking for help, because if I remember just being told be quiet or just figure it out, right? And in a sense, that has helped me so much to become the extremely independent person that I am today. But you know, it's also held me back quite a lot of the time. I would have probably set up my website in half the time. I could have saved probably 20, 30 hours if I was just comfortable enough asking for help. So that's something that I'm working on. But just see if there are any memories, see if there are any experiences in your life where you're thinking, maybe that's the reason why I'm not comfortable doing this, or that's why I'm not comfortable doing that. Are there things in your life like that you can pinpoint? Because I thoroughly believe if you want to start reaching your goals, if you want to start empowering yourself, growing as a person, reaching your potential, half the battle is figuring out why you're struggling with it in the first place. So if you're finding that you are struggling with your goals, or you are struggling to achieve more in your life, first of all, what are your goals? What is it specifically that you want? Do you want more money? Do you want more time? Do you want more freedom? Do you want more followers? Do you want to be more organized? Do you want a tidier house? It can be anything at all. Set some time to make a physical list. Write it down. Have a look at it. Get it out of your head and down on paper so you can physically see, these are my goals. This is what I want. And don't write down just, I want to be happier, because there's not much you can do with that. If you want to be happier, write down the things that make you happy. My husband, my wife, my children, my job. That would be fantastic if that's an answer. My family, traveling, my dog, working out, being social. Just write it down. Write down the things that make you happy. If happiness is your goal, what makes you happy? And if you're struggling with what actually makes you happy, maybe that sounds a bit silly. Like, of course I know what makes me happy, but I think a lot of people maybe don't. And especially these days and this time that we're in right now, it might be a little bit hard to remember what truly makes you happy. So if that's the case, I have a really good exercise for you. And this is something that was one of the first things I was asked to do in my entrepreneurial community when I started the Create Your Own Online Business program, one of the first things they asked us to do wasn't how to create your website, how to do Google Ads, how to market your brand, how to create a brand. It wasn't anything like that. It was write down your perfect or your ideal day. You might think, why would you do that? That sounds silly. And I thought that as well. It was like, okay, you know, I'm going to do it because I'm going to go full in with this. I'm really committed to the journey. But why on earth are we doing this? And honestly, it's so valuable. So the way that you do this is you write it as if you're writing a journal. And also you write it really, really detailed. What do you smell? What do you see? Where are you? Who are you with? How do you feel? So as an example, a journey entry could be, today I woke up in my apartment in Spain. The sun came through the curtains and hit my face. I could smell the sea. I could also smell the coffee that my husband was brewing in the kitchen. I got up out of bed and I felt so excited to start my day. Something like that. Be really specific. What do you smell? What do you feel? What do you see? Who are you with? The ideal day, the perfect day. Write it down, your perfect day. And now that you have that so clear in your mind, what would be your perfect day? How are you going to reach that goal? Start thinking about the exact steps that you would have to do to create that life for yourself. And I think you'll find when you break it down like that, it is not unachievable in the slightest. But you have to be really, really specific. Don't have goals that say, I want more money. I want to be happier. Make it specific. How do you want to make money? What makes you happy? And create the list. Break it down. How can you make it happen? Because you can make it happen. And again, just going back to things that are holding you back. And I've said this before and I'm going to keep preaching it because I can even see this just walking to the shop. Questions like, are you sure you want to be doing that? Have you thought this through? Are you sure that's a good fit for you? That will never work. Are you mad? Just think about things like that. Say you're asking your parents for advice about changing careers. Depending on your parents, obviously, quite a lot of the time the answer you're going to get is stick with what you know, or that might not be a good idea, or are you sure you know what you're doing? And all this is doing is planting little seeds of doubt, because now you're starting to question yourself. And the thing that you thought you wanted to do, now you're not sure if it's the right idea. And like I said in my How to Reach Your Goals When Nobody Believes in You video, these are little nuggets of poison. You don't take advice about changing careers from someone who's worked the same job for 50 years. You don't take investing advice from someone who's never invested. You don't take advice about starting a business from someone who's never started a business. You can ask them for their opinion, but at the end of the day, their opinion shouldn't matter that much because they have no idea what they're talking about. You need to seek out the people who's actually achieved what you're trying to achieve, and the people who actually know what they're talking about with experience that can help you. Even if that's just following someone on Instagram or TikTok or even Clubhouse, which I've recently gotten into, and my mind is blown. I literally came off a room call. I'm so fresh, I don't even actually know what you would call it. It's not a webinar. You go in this room in the app and you listen to these people speak. And this particular one was a entrepreneurial one where basically 12 speakers were talking about their opinion on the best way to create an online business. And it was hosted by this guy called Rob Moore, which I have heard about. I don't know a lot about him. I just know that he is one of the big dogs in the entrepreneurial world. So I definitely need to do more research about him. But I knew who he was, so I followed him, and then I got the notification to basically join this room and listen to them talk. And I listened to them talk for 2 hours about their opinions around online business. And I'm like, wow. And I get to listen to these people who have created 6, 7, 8-figure businesses for free. I get to hear their opinions and their advice. Absolutely fantastic. So even if you don't have someone that you can physically talk to, you can always find people who can help. Find people that you want to follow and just listen to them and copy what they do, and find your own journey by doing that. If you're really, really struggling with self-doubt as well, again, I'm going to promote my positive manifestation video. If you can master positive affirmations and positive manifestation, you can get so far. Because by doing positive affirmations, you are rewiring your brain. You are basically destroying the web of self-doubt, of just poison that's been put into your mind, and just doubts and fears and questions. Get rid of it. What positive affirmations will do for you is rewire your brain into having a more positive mindset. And with a positive mindset comes the ability to see opportunities, the ability to actually push yourself a little further, and the ability to create new habits, which is super important when you're trying to change your life. You cannot create success in the same environment where you were feeling like poo. So I will leave a card in the corner. Never know which corner. It's going to be in one of the corners. And also a link down below to my positive affirmations video. Do yourself a favor and watch that till the end. At the end of the video, I have an extra tip and an extra boost for your positive affirmations. So I really recommend to watch that video. So it really doesn't matter how big or small your goal is. For some people, being able to take the bins out or even just getting out of bed today is the goal that you need to reach, and that is absolutely fine. And you should pat yourself on the back when you reach your goal. Another tip I will give you is, in the morning, give yourself two things that you will achieve today. If you do more, that's great. That's absolutely fantastic, and that's a bonus. But you have two things that you have to do today. Be that go to the gym, give your mother a call, or anyone that you haven't reached out to in a while and you feel like you should. Go and do a proper weekly shop so you stop ordering in. Finally, starting your diet, or taking the first step towards creating your own online business. Whatever it might be, pick two things that you're going to do today. And I can promise you, by the end of the day, you are going to feel a sense of achievement. And this is so important. Without a sense of achievement, we tend to stop what we're doing and just going back to the comfort zone. And let me tell you, and this is hard, it might be hard to hear, but your comfort zone is killing your dreams. It's killing your goals. From a lack of a better word, destroying your future. Something that someone said on TikTok the other day, and of course I can't remember for the life of me who he is. What I will do, because I will find him, I will put his little face up here and his name. This is him. He said something that was so true, and it really made me think. It was one of the nuggets. So I might be paraphrasing slightly. If something's going to bore you later, it's a waste of time now. If something's going to bore you later, it's a waste of time now. And I don't know if this is what he meant, but what I took from it was, if you're playing a game on your phone, how long do you play it before you go, I'm bored of this now? Was all that time spending playing that game on your phone worth it? Yes or no? Maybe it's a yes, and then that's fine, because you needed that time, just some recreational time for yourself. But for me, the answer was no, that's a waste of time. I could have read a book or done some courses or something in that time. It was a waste of time. Or if watching a series that you're kind of enjoying, if it's going to bore you later, it's a waste of time now. And also, even though I found this information on TikTok, and TikTok is giving me so much information, it's amazing. But sometimes I have spent 4, 5, 6 hours on TikTok. I'm not exaggerating, and I'm putting my hands up and I'm admitting to that. So many hours. Literally 5 minutes on TikTok is 5 hours. Let's be honest with ourselves. Anyone who's watching this and you're on TikTok, there's no such thing as 5 minutes on TikTok. No. But I was also thinking, like, yes, after a while I get bored with TikTok. Was it worth the time that I spent there? Maybe, because I pick up golden nuggets like that. But then maybe I need to be more selective of who I'm actually following on TikTok. And even though they might be entertaining, might they be wasting my time? So it's just something to think about. So I want to end this video with another golden nugget that I got from one of my mentors this week. And I'm just so grateful that I get to be a part of platforms that give me these moments, because this wasn't a part of my life. Like a year and a half ago, this wasn't a part of my life at all. Personal growth and just empowering myself and actually thinking that I am so much more than I am right now, and I could be so much more than I am right now. I'm just so grateful today that I have found this way of life. And as I start a lot of my videos by saying, I am on a journey to become as happy and healthy and wealthy as possible. And on that journey, I want to take as many people as possible. So I just want to share everything on my journey that is helping me, and I'm hoping that some of it will help you too. So I will share with you what he said. And it can make you think, or maybe you don't care. Take it or leave it. Some things might work for you, some things might not. Take what you think works for you and just leave the rest. Put it in the bin. So he said, there are two types of people in the world. There are people who will tell you not to go to LA to try to become an actor because the chances of you actually making it are so slim. And then you have the other people who would rather die trying. And you can, of course, put this into many different scenarios. But you have the people who are stuck in their ways. They don't want to take risk, they don't want to take a chance, but they will also never reach their goals, never reach their dreams. Some people are probably happy with that. If you're watching this video, I don't think you're that kind of person. And then you have the people who will die trying. You have the people who will go towards the thing that they love and do the thing that they love and live a life they can love, or die trying. Now, if you've been stuck because you have self-doubt and you're wondering, how on earth do I do this? You can become the other person. I don't think it works the other way, but you can go from being, I don't think that's a good idea, to being, do you know what? Sod it. I am going to become successful. I'm going to become an entrepreneur, or I'm going to get that promotion. I'm going to become the head of this company. I am going to sell all my stuff and move to the Bahamas and pick plastic out of the sea. I'm going to anything that you can fathom, anything that you can dream, you can do, but you need to just believe it. And you need to be willing to risk. You need to be willing to throw yourself into it. You need to be willing to let go of the doubts. And if you have people at home telling you not to do something, I'm sorry, leave them behind. If you have friends, your best friend, you've been best friends for 15 years, and this person is telling you you're insane, that will never work, and I don't agree with what you're doing, bye. You don't need these people in your life. And that can be sad. And it's very, very hard to leave your old habits, your old people, your old life behind. But just think about the reward. Think about what you're actually going towards. And wouldn't you rather die trying to achieve fulfillment and happiness, health, wealth, self? If you have any questions for me, anything that you want to share, please put it in the comments down below. I will reply to everybody. Or if there's something that you're not really comfortable sharing in the comments, because everyone can see, my email is down below. If you go more and look at the description in this video, my email is down there. Just go down, it will say business email me, and I will reply to you with whatever help I can give you. So with that said, I hope you have a lovely, 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 lovely evening, and I will see you in my next video.